Okay, straight back in. Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit more shit. Let's start the. I'm gonna start the shit talk off. I have a I've got a 2020. A. I'm just thinking of the word for it. Like feel like after the last session, I have a fully transparent, like, synthesized. I have the clearest possible picture of where. What the intention was behind this game. I feel like I get, and I understand what they did, like what they've done, in terms of the story, in terms of the characters. Like I feel like I get it. I actually completely get this game now. And I'll start off. I think there's like two comparisons. There's two big, I think, one big storytelling comparison, and then the other thing is like the gameplay itself. I think I just found out that there's an evil ending. You can get a bad ending in this. There is most definitely an evil ending and an evil. Like an evil, not evil choices, but like an evil, there is like sort of an evil play style. You can play the bad way, you can be bad. So I'll compare. I've got a couple of comparisons in mind. And I think the first thing I would compare it to is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1. Because I think BioWare has never made a game as good as KOTOR 1. And like, they'll never. I don't think that they have made a game as good as KOTOR 1 when that came out. Yeah, I don't think they've ever beaten. Ever beaten KOTOR 1 in terms of a good game. Maybe Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 is pretty close runner-up. I know there's like Jade Empire and stuff, which I've played a little bit of. And this, compared to KOTOR 1, like, by a landslide, KOTOR, like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, is a way better game than this. I think if you had to play any BioWare game from start to finish, like, out of any of BioWare's games, I would just say play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It's better than Mass Effect, it's better than everything else they've ever done, and probably ever will do. And I think, holding them up to an unfair standard of saying there are better games than this, yeah, I know, they've made the better games themselves. They have already made KOTOR 1, they've already made Dragon Age Origins. This isn't that. This is a different thing. And I get it, that they don't all have to be the same. Like, we've got, I think, a KOTOR remake coming out soon. I think BioWare know that, like, because I follow the news on it, that Saber Interactive, who just finished, they just did Space Marine 2. They're doing the KOTOR remake, and that everyone wants that. Like, at least anyone that's a fan of that I've heard of, which I've got it right here. I'll prove it. I'll prove how much of a fan I am of this. I have it literally sitting right there. This is the best game of all time, IMO. This is probably one of the best games ever that you could probably ever play. It was so much fun with, like, me and my friends. When I was growing up, like, me and my primary school friends, I'd go to their house and they'd have it on PC and load in all the mods into Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, and they'd be playing as, like, Revan the whole game, like, with the Revan people loved. And, you know, they made KOTOR 2 and the Old Republic, which neither of those I think were as good as the first one. The second one just drops the ball at the end. Yeah, the KOTOR 2 was probably almost as good. Like, that is the closest thing to being as good as KOTOR 1 in my opinion, but not it. Like, you couldn't play as. It got rid of some of your companions at the end of the game, and it didn't give you an explanation as to why. And that's the only thing that ruined the second game, I think, for me. There was cut content. But, okay, this is not that game, though. Dragon Age the Veilguard isn't KOTOR. It's not all of the same stuff that we've played that's like, arguably better than this. Like, I think in terms of gameplay, like, this is pretty fun. This isn't like dog shit gameplay. But yeah, would I rather play KOTOR 1 and 2 again? Yes, I would probably rather finish Knights of the Old Republic again, like, than this. I'll probably never play this after I finish this run. And it's just because I think it's a one and done experience. Like, I think the choice consequence, it's not really there as much, apart from the fact that you don't have to do all this extra side quests and stuff. You know what, that might be the one to play on a second playthrough, is play the evil run, don't do any of the side quests, just try and, like, finish the end of the game as quickly as you can. I don't know if you'd be able to do it. You wouldn't level up as much, but, like, just speedrun this game to the end and see if you can get the evil ending where everyone dies. Because that's what happens. Like, no spoilers, but, like, that's pretty much this. Is, like, it's the same as Mass Effect 2. If you don't do all the side quests and companion stories, like, that's it, game over. And I think people aren't being fair to this in terms of, like, this is the exact same formula that they've had for Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition. This is no different than any of those. Like, maybe the characters aren't as strong as those games, maybe the stories aren't as strong, maybe the graphics and the gameplay is not as good, but, like, if you had to compare it to any of those games, there's nothing as, like, bad or offensive. There's nothing wrong, I feel like, with this compared to any of those games. It's the exact same formula, and if you want to say that it's, like, boring or whatever, it's the same as any of those games. So as good as Mass Effect 2 gets, there's times where it's pretty slow, and it's like the world building's not, I think, half as interesting. I think some of the characters the Mass Effect characters are cool because there's aliens, there's better, like, there's the races and stuff, and I think that's the strong part of Mass Effect. But I think some of the storylines can get pretty tedious, like the Cerberus ones, and, like, you know, it's got the same, like, it's like on the same wavelength. It has the same dynamic of, like, um, like exciting set pieces and story progression and arcs, and then like how good the gameplay is. Like I think the gameplay in this is a lot better than Mass Effect. I think I would rather play this than Mass Effect Andromeda. If you had to put a gun to my head and be like, play Mass Effect Andromeda or this, I would probably play this. But yeah, that's enough said about like gameplay and comparing this to Bioware and stuff. I think in terms of story, in terms of story, I think this is where I feel like I got a clear picture of this. Like I think this game's being very transparent at the moment, and I think it's just the way they handled it. I think it's fine. It's just the language. It's like I think they doubled down instead of like. I get why they did what they did, but I don't get like how that like why that was it. Like why was that the way to do it? Because I think you could have changed like a couple of small things, and it would have been like the same exact points, but not. It wouldn't have been as transparent. It wouldn't have broken the immersion for me a little bit, and it was right at the point. So I have to compare it to a different series now. If I had to compare this game to any other game series that has been like this in recent years, I would say this is like Last of Us 2. Like in terms of storytelling, the game that I think of the most to compare this to is The Last of Us 2, where if you compare Tasha's mother, Tama, and then you compare Joel in The Last of Us Part 2, it's the same thing. Like, it's the exact same thing of like an over, like, well, no, not overprotective, but a protective, like, and then they're the victim. Like, this is spoilers, but like if you saw my last session, you know what happens in this story by now. I'm sure people have seen clips and stuff of this online, but yeah, killing off a like a white knight, or like it's where I can't remember what you I don't can't think of what you would call the character trope, but basically where like it's like Obi-Wan, you know, like Obi-Wan in Star Wars, like he's like, you know, go Luke, I'm gonna fight Darth Vader, and like then Obi-Wan gets killed and Luke's like no, and it's like the same thing with like Gandalf or any of those characters. Like it's the same exact like story beat as that, as being like the hero sacrifices themselves to save the friends or whatever. But in this case, like this is why I'm thinking of The Last of Us 2. It's like they kill off the moral good and like the you know, the role model. So like the mother or the father figure, and in this case the mother figure. Like they kill Tasha's mum, and she's like being fully accepting of who Tash is and all of that same story. They kill her off, and I think the only thing that I think two things that take me out of it. One is like the only thing that I found was the problem with Tash and Tama was that there wasn't enough build up. That I don't think that they gave enough room for like you to actually. They didn't give you enough. They didn't give you long enough or enough story. How do I say this? Enough. They didn't give you enough, like, plot events. They didn't give you enough events, I think, in terms of plot to care about Tash or her mum. Like, you see them not getting along that much, and then you try and come in there and, like, chill everyone out, and you're like, moderating the situation, but then like it just turns to you fight the Dragon King and then she's dead, and it's like, well, I feel like I don't even care that she is dead. Had 2 seconds to know her. Like, she might as well have not even existed if this is like how quickly you're going to try and tell that story. Like, it's the time frame, it's the window, compared to like a game like Last of Us 2, where you've had a full game and multiple years to fall in love with a character, and then when that character gets killed off, you actually do give a shit. You have enough of incentive to play with, like, play through the rest of that story and play through and find out more. Like, try and get revenge for Joel in The Last of Us 2. You have to do so much to even get point to the story where he's in the flashbacks and stuff, and you actually feel like connected to, like, that's why he did this, like, that's why this story is that way, this is why these characters did what they did. It makes sense that, like, and you feel like the characters actually matter. You feel like there is that they're doing these characters justice, and that they're not like just inserts into like what is like kind of a like just a vapid, or not vapid, but like an empty storyline. Like, if this was a richer storyline with all these characters, if it was like a bit longer but it like paid off, that you saw maybe less, you know what they could have done, less companions, bigger rewards and story beats for those companions, like bigger choice consequence for each companion. And this is the last thing, and I didn't want to talk about it, and I still don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to think about like all of the stupid it's not just the gender politics, it's just the polarizing, like there being two sides of it, because I'm a pretty centrist minded, especially in terms of like politics and like listening to people and being tolerant of other people's values and all this, whatever you have to say to get away with the dialogue in these conversations, like however you, whatever level of kit and gloves you have to approach being political with these days. What do I think of the gender politics being put in this game? I think, one, they could have just toned it down in the terms of language. I see why they did it. I see why they used the language, because I get it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't hate the fact that they call the character non-binary. I don't hate that it's like that's one of the social issues in the game. I think it's just the way that it's pronounced. It's like them putting the thing with the pronouns and then putting out and saying that Tasha's non-binary, I think kind of doesn't do her character any justice. I think you could have done the same thing with different language. Means the same thing. You could have called her androgynous. Like, it's a nicer way of saying the same thing that doesn't like take people out, and it doesn't because that's what it did. It broke the immersion. It does break the immersion. It does break the immersion, it not being like an in-world thing. It's like it takes you into 2024 instead of okay, I can work with the ideas that this is giving me. Like, if you called her androgynous and said, wow, I have I'm having an identity crisis of some kind, or like I don't feel comfortable as either gender, or blah blah blah. If you didn't have to put it in such defined terms that it feels out of place. Like, I get why they did, and it's not bad. Like, it doesn't hurt. I feel like it doesn't hurt the game that much. I don't really give a shit. I really don't. But You know, you could have just made it different. It could have just been a little different, and this might have been a completely different experience. People might be fucking raving about this game. People might be like, this is the actual best game of the year. It's not being snubbed by anyone. You know, people didn't have to. You didn't have to bring haters into this by being so staunch with it. That's what I think. I don't think you had to bring in so much hate to this experience just simply because like it's 2024, we have to do this. Like, there's been other gay characters in these games. There's been other you know, I think maybe if it was, because people said, what if this was a sci-fi game, right? What if it was, you know, inserted into Mass Effect? I feel like they could have fully got away with it in Mass Effect. There's more humans. Like, it's like it's set in the future. It's not like because this is kind of closed off in the way that it's like there's no this isn't the modern day. There's no modern day technology beyond like what is magic in this game. But in the world of modern technology, where there's literally robots and you can become cyborg and you know whatnot, like it makes more sense that you could get away with having a non-binary character in a game like that. But having a non-binary character in Dragon Age, like, just why did they have to call it that? They could call it, you know, they could just call it androgynous. And you don't even have to bring sex into it. You don't have to call it asexual or anything like that. You could just be like, oh, well, I'm not, I'm not anything. I'm non, see, don't say non-binary. You could say not, like, not asexual, but, you'd be like, I'm non-sexual. What if she said she was non-sexual, or said she didn't have sex, even though like she is obviously like they them is wants me, you know, wants to smell me and do all this stuff to me and is hot for me. Like, I don't know, like it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing of like, it's a weird thing for the character, I think, to I think have that as like their pretty much their main focus, and that be their primary, like that's their top priority. But then also, yeah, like it's not. There wasn't enough building. There wasn't enough going on there first for it to get to that so quickly, and it to be over so quickly, and then like. That's the language that was used. Like, just call her androgynous, just call her non-sexual, call her anything else, and it might have been taken better. Like, it might have not been such a bitter pill, and just taken people out of the whole. Like, it fully broke the immersion for me today. I woke up this morning, I was like, yeah, nah, I get it. I don't hate those scenes. I don't hate this game. I don't hate what they did or how they did it and why they did it. But man, could have been so much potential, bro. This game has potential. It had so much. It looked so good. I wanted a Dragon Age 4. I was excited for this Dragon Age 4. And it's just not as good as it could have been. It's not fully disappointing. I don't think I hate it. I don't think I'm disappointed with it. I think I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think I would recommend it for anyone that wants to play a fun fantasy game right now with like cool visuals and cool, kind of a cool aesthetic. I mean, look at Davin right here. He looks like a beast. Look at him. Look at that Warden armor. Beautiful. He's got a fire sword. Davrin's probably my favourite character so far, because he's a Grey Warden, and it's like that's loyal. It's loyal to the cause.
Okay. The feeling's strongest here. That hum means this thing is amplifying the magic, sending the ritual over a wider area. Destroying this will buy us time. Or it should.
Right. We need more time to find the ritual.
In Syrian.
He didn't give us much of a choice.
No, he didn't, did he?
We need to get moving.
Right, okay. Be ready. This is gonna attract some attention.
Yeah, I also thought I didn't think I would like these characters as much as I do. Like, thinking about it, because they showed off, I think in people's critiques, they showed off some of the worst parts of these storylines and these characters. Like, they always show the worst of Balara, and so I thought I'd hate her, but she might be one of my favorite characters. Davrin's definitely up there. Emmerich I like, because I think his areas are cool. Harding, I know that people didn't like her romance or storyline, and I think that's a fair criticism, but I did see a lot of people saying that they loved, like, they could finally romance her and stuff, and people that played Inquisition that liked her in Inquisition, like, were actually pretty happy with this. And so, you know, I don't really have any take on it, except I actually do like some of her storyline, but I think it's not, I don't think it was good enough for me to even be, like, worth considering her as a character. Like, I like the dwarves in general. Do I like Harding? Nah, not really. But I do anything with the dwarves. I'm pretty much down for. Like, I love all the Lyrium storylines in 1, 2, and like, I think Inquisition. I don't know if you go in the deep roads in the Inquisition. You must. But yeah, the deep roads in the first game was really good, and the Lyrium, Meredith going crazy with the Lyrium sword that I found right here. It's this sword. See, this one's from the second game. That's pretty cool. It's a shit sword though. It stops you from healing, so I'm not using it. But it's cool that it's here, and it looks cool. But what else about the characters? Companions. Lucanus I like. I feel like his is moving a bit slow. I think they should have got up to his cousin being a traitor quicker. But that was a really cool boss fight with that blood mage chick. That was pretty awesome. Nev has my favourite storyline in this. Nev is easily the best storyline in this whole game. No, in the whole game? No, I don't know. But she's my favourite storyline so far. And, yeah, Nev is probably my favourite storyline. I think, I hope there's like a little bit more to it, that she because this is the blood mages, right? That's what I like, is those Tevinter blood mages and their slaves and all that, and she's against them, so that's why you like her, because they're all giving the mages a bad name, but he's the good mage. She's the good mage. Yeah, actually, no, the most I think I like Emmerich and Nev's story the best. Maybe Davrin, actually. Davrin fighting the Gloomhowl is pretty fun. Like, you find out that it's not as much of a villain as you think, which is interesting. It's I like the way they turn it on its head like that, where you think the Grey Wardens, like, even though they've got problems, like, oh, they're mostly the good guys, but like, then every now and again there's a shit-heeled Grey Warden, like First Warden, and you're like, God damn it, you're just ruining our good name. It's like the Tevinter slave owners and stuff, and you know, they're just giving the mages a bad name. Or the Templars, it's like Meredith just giving the Templars a bad name. Why do you gotta be like this, guys? Why can't we all just get along? But yeah, if only there was a little bit more choice consequence for some of these storylines too. I just wish it got to the plot points faster. Like, cut out half of the filler of this game. Maybe go a little less heavy on the exploration too. I think the exploration, it's fun at first. I think it's fun for a long time, and then now I'm kind of getting like, especially some of these puzzles where you have to go back to and nothing's happening. It's like,
Here comes the first wave.
You're expecting a second?
When hasn't there been a second wave?
Yeah. Okay. Beat the odds.
I could still be wrong. I think, I hate that everyone's talking about this game like it's dead, when it's like, dude, was it barely alive? Like, was it ever alive? Like, this game was barely alive. I think, like, if my hype for this game could have saved it in the long run, like, I imagine if there was massive groundswell for this game and it was like being hyped up by everyone that it existed, and you know, it was like delivering for everyone, that, you know, maybe this, yeah, in some different other world, this might have been Game of the Year. You know, like in an alternate timeline, who knows? This could have been something. But I mean, like, I could still be wrong about this. Like, there's still enough time for this game to maybe save itself. Like, what am I thinking? Like, it's just the story beats. If the story was just faster, if things were just happening faster, and it was like boom, 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 and like there was just like chaos happening within the story every 2 seconds, rather than like just the combat. Because I think that's the thing about this game. Like, I really do enjoy the combat. Maybe they should have taken looting out of this game. Take running around and looting. Get rid of that. Just have combat. Get rewards and armors for doing more combat instead of running around and buying shit. Just give you more stats and stuff when you do more combat, and then cut half of the time for looting out, cut half of the time for running around and picking up stuff and puzzle solutions, and then just put in more story, put in like more crazy stuff, blood magic, demons, maybe there's more people you gotta save from demons, like possession, maybe we get to the villains and you know, maybe there's a lot more twists and turns throughout like your companion stories. Faster than it's been, I guess, like the 30-40 hours I've played this so far. And then yeah, just like actually deliver something, you know, deliver some hard-hitting moments, like maybe some characters die and then it didn't get good, or you know, maybe have some wrong choices, more wrong choices, like Witcher 3, where it's like, you know, you can choose between two. I mean, I guess they did that kind of thing with Nerf and Lucanus, but it's not like really as definitive. Like maybe there was like, you can only pick one character to live, do you know what I mean? Maybe one character lives and one character dies. And I think there is stuff towards the end, like there is some stuff about like that some characters can die towards the end of this game. But there's an obvious, very easy, quick guide to help you make those decisions that save you from that happening. So like, maybe just don't do that. Maybe there's like some decisions that there's no, and you know, you have to live with some more of these, like, and you know, have some more devastating moments, like. I think happy and funny is fine, but it needs to be like, it needs to be balanced with like, you know, some things like some other controversies, and then just like what this game presents. Some bigger, like more serious problems. You know, maybe the blood mages are sacrificing people. Maybe they're using their slaves and they're sacrificing their slaves. Like, you know, maybe that's what the Venatori are doing, and it makes it like crazy that you have to kill them.
Good work, everyone.
Put more blood in this game. You know what I mean? Put some more. Like, just make it like as much as the happiness is tuned up to 11. Like, turn up the darkness to 11 as well to like balance that out. You know, and a lot of stuff does that, and it does it well. It's like Pippin and Merry in Lord of the Rings. Like, it's funny, a lot of it, and then when it's not funny, it's not funny, and it does get dark, and it's like, yeah, because that's what life's like. It's not always happy 24/7. Like, even this, if I can save, here's another one, we're getting more into the story, so it's the perfect time to talk about it. If we save Valara's brother, and there's no, like, consequence of, like, maybe we can't save him, or maybe we have to, it's like, you can't kill the demon and he gets taken over by the demon, or you have to kill him. That's a good one. If they make that, if that's the choice consequence, like if it's, you can let him live, but he's going to be a harder enemy later because he's just going to turn into the demon. That, and you'll have to kill him later. Like, that would be a good choice. This would be a first good hard decision. Like, this is what I'm saying, we'll see, the jury's still out. I'm not at the end of this, but I feel like I'm far enough in to be able to talk about it now. Because not much was happening before, and I didn't feel like I could. That's why there's so many empty gameplay commentary so far. I just didn't have anything to say until right now. I do think the hate on this game is pretty unwarranted. I do think, like, this game doesn't have to be... We can all be disappointed in this game. I don't have to hate it. Like, I don't think this game offends me so much that I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that you play this shit. Like, no, I'm not like, yeah. Bro, Asmund Gold said the same thing. He said, I'm playing it because I want to find out if it's true, if it's good or bad. Like, because you can't come to a consensus until you've touched it. You don't know. Like, I don't think you should have to buy it. I think if you can play this at a friend's house, that you don't have to, you know, actually everyone's spending the same amount of money on this. But, you know, I'm sure, hopefully this, you know, maybe they make this game free. Maybe there's a free-to-play version of this. Maybe they put this on PSN at some stage, or give a massive discount. Maybe do give a massive discount. Give a big Christmas discount, and maybe everyone will play it. Maybe there's more in this, like, later, soon, so well, hopefully, that I'll have more happy things to say about it. Because I do think there are happy things to say about it. I think this is really fun what I'm doing right now. See that? Glorious.
So we're trapped.
Well,
Felt good.
let's disable this crystal and see what happens next.
Oh, come on, let's kill your brother. I don't want to have to, but wait. Let's hurry up and kill your brother. Come on, I'm sick of fighting people now. That's what's killing this. If you're making me get tired of killing people, it's not working.
The feeling's almost gone.
Alright, is there a chest down here? Give me this. Give me this chest down here. Where is it?
No, it's still going, but we slowed it down and bought ourselves a little time.
Now let's use that time well.
Oh, hopefully. Do this, I do actually really like Valara. I think she's cute for the intended purpose of being cute, and I think that's fine.
Let's deal with them and
I don't hate her at all.
All right, let's get them.
Fuck's sake. I've always liked the Dalish elves though. I've always liked elven mages. It's chill. That was probably my favorite character in the second game was Meryl, I think. One of my favorite characters. The elven mage is always pretty chill. Yeah, I don't think she's offensively cute either. I think she's just fine. It's just like basically Yuffie. Like if you played Final Fantasy VII, it's just Yuffie. This is the thing that I think is an unfair comparison with all these things. Is like, bro, they've been doing this for a long time. Like there's been wokeness and all this stuff in these games for a very long time, and this is not the first one to do it. It might be the most blatant one to do it. This might be the most blatant use of wokeness and stuff in this medium, but like, is it the worst? I don't know. Bro, Final Fantasy VII Remake had Cloud in a fucking dress dancing like a drag queen. So like, I don't really know what people want like us to say about this. Is this as bad as Cloud in Final Fantasy dancing like a drag queen at the Honeybee?
I don't. Plan for the worst.
Or what's another one? What's another one they called recently? That did something like this. What's another gay character in one of these games? Like, is it worse than? Is this game worse than... I can't actually think of that many examples right now.
Trouble ahead.
In terms of wokeness, when you think about it, what else has been really woke recently? Like, there's the really obvious ones, but I'm trying to think of the less obvious that are just kind of like well known. Bro, see, Elden Ring had trans people in it.
I understand the demon army.
Elden Ring had trans, and they didn't need to be open about like using the phrasing.
Going through one of those. After that, not sure.
Elden Ring was way less blatant, but it was also very blatant. Elden Ring was perfectly blatant without being too blatant. I guess it didn't. It also painted those characters in a really poor light. Well, I mean, they were the villains, so like, it was a video game. No, what's a really bad one? What's one where they've like... I can't really think of one other than Final Fantasy where they made Cloud put on a dress. That was pretty fucking bad, bro. That like basically gives me fucking night terrors.
Is it just me? Or is that tingling sensation starting to get a lot stronger?
Yeah, I don't like this.
The magic's starting to change our own resonance.
Like, I don't know, was that in the original Final Fantasy? Did Cloud ever put on a dress in the OG Final Fantasy 7? It's fucking weird, dude.
Okay, I think it's like the bridge again. You need to link the anchors.
Should be easy enough.
But is it ever?
Something on the other wall we could aim the beam at. The wall opposite the door, I mean. Extend that bridge, then we can knock down that ladder. Should help us solve this puzzle and get to Anaris. It's not just about linking two anchors. You need to link the right two anchors.
Okay, got it.
like this place. It's creepy.
How so?
Arlington usually feels like, well, like it's sleeping. But this place feels dead. Like someone wanted it wiped clean.
The deep roads feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, see this? Just get rid of this puzzle, bro. Just get this the fuck out of here. We already had enough of Shah's trials in BG3. We already had enough of Shah's trials, bro. I don't need this to be this long. This is needlessly long right now. There is way too much to do right now. Just give me a little less of this. A little less conversation, a little more action. Does that work here? Can I do that? Just like... do that one. Okay, that works. It worked. No, I actually want a little more conversation, a little less of this, not action. This non-action happening right now. Okay, I do remove that one. That one. That's it. No. I've got two more to get. This one. And then this one.
They should be right ahead.
Yeah, what should they have done? Should they have put so many chests and puzzles in
They're
this
right
game?
through here.
No, I think they could have taken that whole
to stop them, no
system
matter
out of it. I think they still could have made it look as good as this, with still as much exploration to do.
Let's do this.
But not just do it be basically a dungeon crawler where you're just getting, like, going through for loot. I think they could do a little less loot and a little less puzzle and a lot more action.
Little lost lad. Are you here to join your brother at my side? Balara! I told you to stay away.
I can't, Syrian. Not when it comes to you.
Why couldn't you listen to me?
You didn't give her no choice. Would you have listened? Yeah, would you? Can you still listen, please? Like a little bit more of this. A little bit more of this. I want to be able to choose whether to kill him or not. I'm not gonna, but I want there to be the choice.
Would you have stayed away if you were her?
You made this happen, Syrian. All of it.
Damn it, Pilar. Come now. They cannot halt my moment of triumph. Soon they shall witness my beneficence, as well as my wrath. Now, I shall make your people pure. Now I shall become flesh. Finish the ritual, Syrian. Let me deliver you to salvation. Wait. Something's wrong. This is not... Wasn't sure that was gonna work.
Syrian? Is that... What happened?
Ivor Siobhan. It's me.
Okay. Glad I don't have to kill you now.
Right. Me too. Linares was arrogant, confident. Figured he'd had me, so he never checked the ritual. So I did what I could to disrupt it. And hopefully send him back to wherever he came from.
But why'd you do it, Syrian?
I followed your heart. Like I said, it's a good heart. And I didn't want to disappoint you. Not again.
Right. I get it.
We should get going. The energy concentration here is...
Betrayed again. How tragic.
No!
How I've missed the smell. The taste of this world. Once I dispose of you and finish my ritual, I will have succor in the storm.
You took away my brother. I'm gonna make you wish you were still a spirit.
Then come, puling wastrels, and face me!
Now see, that was terrible. That was fucking awful. What they should have had you do right there instead is have to either sacrifice him to stop this guy, or you lose both. That guy joins him, and you're gonna have to fight them later again. Like, have it there be another fight. Like, that's an easy way for there to be a consequence. Like you can kill Syrian early. You should be able to have killed Syrian earlier as a bad choice. To be able to, like, if you wanted to save him, it takes you longer to save him. Like, you have to do more. And that would have been a good, like, player consequence in this storyline. But they didn't give you that, did they? So, you know, there's still room for this. There could be something, but, you know, it's like, nah, bro, come on. Give us more choice variety.
Submit, fools! Bow your head to me!
We need to break the crystals, or else we can't hurt him.
Working on it.
Who will kneel? Your brother was a fool.
You don't know anything about my brother.
He was weak, and he suffered for that weakness.
Shut up!
I shall come to you A clever trick, but you will not repeat it. Beneath the tides.
There's a lot of demons.
We got this!
Filthy outrage. Your past will catch up to you. Your kind will burn.
Watch for rain attack!
Ready to go!
I'm ready to go.
I should have never trusted a weakling like your brother. I will do this myself. I am your nightmare. Earthling flesh.
You're a second-tier loser.
Watch this! Ready here!
What's impossible?
I think he's vulnerable.
He's weak! We can do this!
I think the good thing about these fights, I guess, is like that on regular difficulty, this is not very hard at all. Like, this is still like if you've got all the levels that you needed to get to up until this point. Like, this is still a pretty regular fight.
We need to break the crystal, or else we can't hurt it!
Working on it.
Your brother was a fool.
You don't know anything about my brother!
He was weak, and he suffered for that weakness. I shall come to you instead. You would have made an excellent servant.
I would never help you!
go here.
Impossible!
I think he's vulnerable. Take him down.
Do this!
I will not go back! You will not send me! I must escape! It's I!
Syrian!
Is it over? Did we win?
We beat him. Sent him back to the Fate. Now hush. We need to get you out of here.
No. Not this time.
I had my second chance. I don't get a third.
I can't lose you again, Syrian. Please.
I'm sorry for Shiva. For everything. Rook. Thank you. For helping Balar. For helping me.
I wish it hadn't ended like this.
I made these choices. No one else. Balar. One last favor to ask.
What is it?
Can you stay with me? Until it's light.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, see him saying I had no choice there, that is the perfect reflection of like what this quest was. I had absolutely no critical input in the outcome of this quest whatsoever. Like, yeah, that I didn't have a choice here. That just happened in the story. Like, yeah, I didn't have a choice whether to redeem her brother or not. I didn't have a choice whether he died or not. It just happened. And that's what sucks about it. That is true. Where's the player consequence? We've just had so many games with so much player consequence, and like, what's the point of even having a dialogue wheel? What does the dialogue wheel do in this game? It doesn't make you make a decision. There's no choices. There's no choice consequence. Even Life is Strange has more choice consequence than this. It's pretty sad that there's actually more outcomes in scenarios of like basically the same game, just take out the combat, all the exploration and the puzzles, and you've got basically a better game series. You've got like The Walking Dead, for example. Walking Dead dealt with the same thing of just have a dialogue wheel and have these events occur, and you get to make like consequential decisions based on that. I still haven't got to the point where that's happened yet in this. I'm sure there's gonna be some eventually. Please let it be soon. Oh god, it's not gonna be soon, is it? I've got 3 more companion quests. I can go back and do these now. I think I'm high enough level to beat these dragons, and then we'll probably finish the main story today. I think I can do it. You're leveled up. I'm probably not going to use you end game, Balara, but you've been fun. You're alright. Your story did suck though. That was just a crappy ending for what? But basically it's just like, oh yeah, all these characters pretty much lose someone that they love or something like that, and then that's their character arc. It's not really deep enough, I don't think. The Hardings, it's just like, oh wow, I found out I have new powers. Wow, I can connect to the golems. And lyrium powers are okay in this game. There's no problems with having lyrium. You don't have to save Ogren's wife. I think that's the harshest thing. That's the harshest comparison, I think, to this game, is that Origins does exist. The fact that Origins... I think it's the same thing with Inquisition. The fact that Origins and 2 existed before this and Inquisition really hurt these 2 games. Like, if these games didn't have those to compare it to, this would probably be seen as a way better game as well. It's just sad, man. I really love Dragon Age, and then this... It's just not giving me enough blood magic, bro. Just a little bit more blood magic. You know, all you have to do is a bit more sacrificial rituals in this, because that's the thing that makes these games good. Like, bro, introducing all character pronouns and introducing, like, the lack of choices. Like, this game used to have people being possessed by demons and mages using blood magic and then turning into demons. That was the second game in this franchise, and it was dope. Like, for as many problems as Dragon Age 2 has, it's not like the most amazing game in the world. It wasn't as big as Inquisition. It wasn't even as big as Origins. It wasn't as big as Origins. But it still had fun story progression, and there were actually evil. There were more evil options and more consequences. At least I remember there being more. I think it was like a little bit more variety in how you could treat the characters, like whether some came back, like whether or not Isabella came back for you when you fight the Arashok was a big one. I don't know if you had to romance her to get that, and it kind of solidified it as the canon option.
At least I got to talk to him at the end. The real him.
That's something.
Like, that's an interesting thing too. If Isabella and Hawk were together,
Cherish him while you
where's Isabella and Hawk now? Where's Hawk in this game? They should have brought Hawk in this game. They could have put way more characters in this. They could have brought it all the way back to Grey Wardens. They could have literally kept in all your choices from all the games, and they could have made it all have consequence in this. That was a big failure of the game design. That they couldn't just port, like, because you can import your Inquisition characters, your Inquisition choices, but only 3 choices. They should have been able to import way more than 3. I know there's going to be some future games that get this right. I think even Life is Strange has more potential to get it right than this. It also deals in these themes a lot better. IMO. It didn't force it. I don't think. You didn't have to bring the rhetoric into it, you know what I mean? They just had the more interesting the fact that it's a murder mystery with the characters in it being, you know, whatever, like, you know, whatever, whatever their background is doesn't matter. It's like more the story and the consequences for those decisions in the story.
Good work, everyone!
Character background shouldn't be an afterthought, but it shouldn't be the first thought in terms of like telling a story, a narrative of what happened there. You know what I mean? That's why there's a bunch of World War II movies with a very universal and accepted storyline. In a World War II movie, they can do that. You can't do that with a fantasy game. You can't put like real life hard hitting you know, topics and social commentary into a fantasy game where there's so much more you can work with. You can work with impossible things like blood magic and demon possession. You can put all of the supernatural into this game. You can't think of anything more controversial than like, you know, like modern day politics, like 2024's politics. Like what happened to the Mages and the Templars, bro? That should still be a storyline. Shouldn't there be more Templars? Like we killed one Templar. There should be like 100 Templars attacking Tevinter and the Venatori. They shouldn't just be sacrificing animals. They should be doing open sacrifices of people and be like a full-on. Like if you had you could have gotten away with that. That would have been a great controversial issue to dive deep on if they were like more militant and more like the KKK kind of witch trials. Like where they're, because they hate the other races, right? They should have showcased that more. They should have showcased the Venatori being like, fuck you elves and fuck you Canary and all this, like, you know, like made it more prevalent and made like, you know, made more of a deal about them instead of them just being like, oh look, there's the Nazi bad guys, go kill them. Like, make it affect more of the characters, I guess, make it affect the story more.
Okay, so the plan is basically to sneak around, find Hezenkos's lantern, and smash it. That's quite a crowd over in the manor.
Johanna's gathering. If she's mingling there, we'll be spotted. Fortunately, we have someone who could pass as a servant.
Manfred, can you pour fancy wine and nod? Send him in.
Right, Manfred. You're to find Johanna's guests and help us gather information on where her workshop might be. We'll be watching in case anything occurs.
Something's going to occur.
Once we find and destroy Johanna's lantern, we'll end whatever she's planning. Hopefully before she introduces the lantern to her guests.
There should be enough time for Manfred to blend in as a servant.
Let's find a place inside to observe him, quietly.
Right. Let's find another way.
Johanna's last guests must already be in attendance.
There's a lot of people here. Hezenkos must be planning to drain their souls with her lantern.
What'll she do with them?
Raise more undead, I'd wager. But no ordinary revival would require such a massive store of magic.
Sounds like the party's in that main hall where we confronted Hezenkos.
Perfect. We can watch Manfred discreetly from the balconies.
And see if Hezenkos has that lantern on her.
There's Manfred. And Johanna.
But no lantern.
Saying about the shrine in the manor. Yes, the shrine revealed by a special code, which, as an expert, I could read if our host ever lets me into the light.
An ancestral shrine. I could question the deceased there about the location of Johanna's lantern.
Well, if a book can lead us to the shrine, let's hit the library.
Watch it. We got dead people.
Creatures, we must deal with them quickly. I'd expected Johanna to post more guards.
Maybe she didn't want to scare her guests. Let's see if we can find that book pointing to the ancestral shrine. Now, what about this? That book just snarled at me.
Ah, there's our spectral tome. Well done.
It's not opening.
One must be delicate. That guest of Johanna's claimed to be an expert in spectral literature.
And was interested in the shrine. Let's have Manfred hand him the book, see what he says. Waiting for us. Manfred, take this tome to the man asking about the shrine.
Don't worry. We'll watch from the balcony.
What's this? The Spectral Guide to Blackthorn Manor? There now. I only want to look up one thing. Ah, there is an ancestral shrine in the northwest wing.
Perfect. Let's go to the shrine.
Yes, the deceased there should be most helpful in finding Johanna's lantern. This way to the shrine.
Didn't anyone here stop and ask why Hezenkos was throwing a party? Your friend doesn't seem like the sociable type.
Many a mage's besetting flaw is unexamined curiosity. And Johanna does possess a certain showmanship. It was all too easy to be drawn into those grand plans of hers.
I don't need a front row seat to whatever she's planning for a lantern full of stolen spirits, thanks.
The shrine's locked.
We must find a...
There's a key to the shrine.
Excellent, Manfred. Oh my. A body from the house of the Verheims, prepared during the Storm Age.
Well, anyone can see that.
We'll have to inter it safely in the necropolis. Afterwards.
Time to find Hezenkos. He's all yours, Emmerich.
By flame and seal. By light and flood. Open your eyes once more.
Who dares disturb?
Friends to the dead.
Friends, this one was abandoned. Lost.
Emmerich, it's getting noisy.
He's unusually obstinate. Speak! Where is Hezenkos?
Prove yourselves. What claim have you to the deceased? A willing dead companion. This one concedes. Hezenkos makes a thing that should not be. Red tapestry. Look there.
Rook, did you hear that? Manfred just...
I know. Also, we should move.
Oh, he can talk! Manfred, say something else. Come now, you just spoke.
Have to go.
Yes, yes.
More undead.
Johanna's work. They're on the right track.
There's that red tapestry. This wall looks... Huh. Secret door.
Manfred, could you please squeeze through and open the door from the other side? Yes. Aha! I knew I didn't imagine him speaking.
How can Manfred talk now?
He began as a wisp that embodied what most wisps do. Curiosity. I knew he was learning quickly outside the necropolis, but this level of complexity is remarkable.
Hassan's enough racket for me.
It's a truly incredible achievement, Davrin. Good work, Manfred.
Hope this leads to where Hezenkos is keeping that lantern.
I can only imagine what she's planning to use it for.
Can't do this without a wisp.
See this is just padding the runtime. Like, this is just filler what I'm doing right now. Even how long it's taking to open this gate is too long. Less of this, more interesting storytelling. I don't think they'll ever come up with anything as good as the twists from KOTOR 1, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm okay knowing that there's no better RPG than Knights of the Old Republic.
Ah, another shrine.
Dust is undisturbed. So how are those flowers still fresh?
And I will do a playthrough of that game. I'm going to do a playthrough of both of them, of KOTOR 1 and 2, straight after this. In the hopes that soon they will make a remake. Because I would love a completely, update all the mechanics, update all the graphics. Saber Interactive, please just give us more Knights of the Old Republic information.
This must lead to Johanna's workshop.
What's that through the wall?
Oh, word.
That's big.
Johanna, even half-lich, you can't control something this massive.
Such little
That glow on the skeleton up there. It's hissing across his lantern.
She's going to use the life stored in it to reanimate that monstrosity. We must reach the lantern.
Yeah, see, thank God all this looks and plays really fine and really well. I hope I didn't just miss anything up there. Oh, it's alright, I got the legendary item in this area. There's only a couple of like unique items and stuff. There's like 33 unique items, and I think I got all of them in the quests, all the missable ones. I just got most of the missable ones in this playthrough. I think I got all of them. I don't know if there's any more after this quest.
Was a lot of undead.
You may as well weep with the fuel in a bonfire.
I'm seeing why Hezenkos failed that Lynch morality test.
We must make haste to that lantern. Unbelievable. Johanna's stolen a chamber from the Grand Necropolis and transposed it under Blackthorn Manor.
That's like stealing Weishaupt.
The Necropolis's walls here are still intact. No wonder we couldn't sense what she's been creating.
Don't think I can't sense your planted black into the Bowser.
Oh, I wish Manfred had stayed about.
They'll be fine. We'll handle it. Can you release that ladder?
Thank you, Manfred. Now find somewhere safe.
It's ironic that for all the social issues that are in this game, I have to slay so many pride demons. Like I have to kill so many pride demons. No lust demons. I haven't seen a single lust demon. Kind of lame. They've gotten rid of the demon variety in this.
We must, before we can destroy it.
There's like basically next to no demon variety. There's like one rage demon that lights itself on fire, which I'm guessing is like the wrath demon. But there's no sloth demons. No lost demons, bro. Sad.
Emmerich!
There are too many trapped spirits. I'm sorry. I can't. Another lash of power might end me.
Coward!
What's that, Veilguard? Afraid to chance death for your precious spirits? For all your fine words on the subject, only I had the courage to risk my life for our art.
Yeah, they actually are right in this game in there being like no evil or bad choices, like besides just like not doing the right options. Because this is basically the only two modes of conversation or dialogue options that you go to in this game is like you say all the happy things to all the happy people at the happy times, and then you say all the angry things to the bad people at the angry times. And that's basically it. It's like, oh, I can be really nice to Emmerich and he's happy and let's be nice to each other. Or, oh, look, the villain, now I can be mean to the villain. Rawr. Too bad you survived.
Shame you lived through it.
Petty words birthed from fear.
Johanna! Listen to me. You're right. I've never overcome fear of that final dark. I miss having a friend that could.
Yes. Always the idealist.
I'm sorry Lichdom failed you. I swear I would have helped you had you come to me. But puppeting this creature...
Puppet? Puppet? Do you think I'm staying a failed lich? I won't command my greatest creation! I will become to see you, friends. Scoffing colleagues, interfering Templars, inept rivals. You all have a place in my heart. And tonight you will fuel my ascension at the cost of your miserable lives.
Move!
You think you can stop me? Once I get rid of you, I will merge with my greatest work and conquer this city!
Emmerich, can she do that?
Yes! She's attempting full possession with the life of the people here.
We need to stop Hezenkos long enough to destroy that lantern.
That much life inside it? The backlash could...
We don't have a choice.
Once I destroy you wretches, my union with my creation will be complete! Run, Veilguard! The rat you are! I can't believe you brought your ridiculous pet skeleton with you!
His name is Manfred!
Aren't you the system? Fine! I'll go down there myself!
About time.
Silence! I'll crush you myself if I must. It's touching that you brought your new friend to die with you, Veilguard. I'll be sure to bury you all in the same tomb!
Set that one up! Made that one ready! One's all set!
This isn't working. We can't break the lantern.
You think I'd leave myself vulnerable to you? Enough playing! Your pointless lives will fuel my triumph!
I can't breathe.
She's draining life from us. We must find shelter.
Right.
You can't free the spirits in that lantern.
It might kill me and not even work. No living thing can approach it and... Manfred! Come back!
Any last words, Veilguard, before I... You miserable little...
Manfred!
Kick her ass, Emmerich.
By the spirits bound here, night and shadow, light and blood.
What are you doing?
Let your chains loosen. Let the fade draw close.
You'll never succeed, you old fool!
I release you to the air.
No! You small-minded...
Emmerich, how's Manfred holding together?
We must go to the necropolis. His body could only take so much. But I underestimated him, Rook. What bravery in the heart of the dead. And how he grew. Manfred disobeyed me beautifully. He was his own soul at the end.
Can you bring him back?
I will ask.
Emmerich Veilguard. You were not expected so soon.
If I can do anything to help.
Thank you. But this must come from me. My lord, I come regarding Manfred, my fallen companion.
Yes, there are ways to return his spirit. But should you do this, Lichdom falls from your grasp.
What? Why?
Lichdom is long. If I'm to stand outside death, I must make peace with others passing through it.
What would we otherwise become? How many exceptions till tyranny? Revive him and remain mortal. Or let him slumber and join us.
Emmerich.
Manfred chose to help us. Am I too weak to accept his well-earned rest? I yearn for Lichdom Rook. But leap into something greater, that everlasting light. Do I revive him and live out my days? Or do I honor death by letting him rest and protect this world through immortality?
This is such a strange choice. I'm gonna look this one up. This one's really weird. But Manfred, bro, Manfred said it all when he looked at the bad lady and said, bad. Yeah, bad lady, bad. Bad decision, bad. Oh, so Emmerich can become a lich or bring back Manfred. Not Manfred becomes a lich. Okay, yeah, nah, alright. I encouraged him this whole time for no reason, because if he becomes a lich, it means he's going to be immortal and he's going to have to live with all his loved ones dying. Which is like, that's what his fear of death is. It's not him dying, it's like that his friends won't be around. And so that's pretty obvious that bringing back Manfred is like what he needs. Even though being a lich is fucking badass as fuck, and we couldn't have both. Why can't we have both? Becoming Skull Knight, becoming Skeleton Knight would have been badass, but...
Mortality's a hard price, but you miss Manfred.
Oh, of course I would. But a Watcher should be more accepting of loss, of grief.
You've always risked your life, against Hezenkos, against the gods.
Death's abyss always recedes with someone to You're absolutely right. I'll need your help. Rest easy, Manfred.